Hello guys and welcome back to Learning Feed the Beast. Now today's a bit special. We're now on version 8.2 of the Mindcrack Modpack. There's all sorts of cool stuff in this one and we're covering a few of it today as fast as I can. But before I do, this matter has been collecting for such a long time. I've got so much of it and it's time to make use of it. So there should be an empty workbench around here somewhere. This one will do. And we'll just go and make some Iridium. And we'll just keep going, because I'm not going to be making solar panels, so I don't need to save the matter for that. Yeah, we'll just go and make a stack and a bit of that. And while we're here, I think we'll go make some quantum suit leggings. Might as well make some quantum suit boots. They look pretty snazzy. We'll put them on. What have we got over here then? We've got heat vents. Go to advanced heat vents, which go to engine boosters, which go to backpack, and with the backpack we can then make a lap pack, a couple of them, and then we can make an advanced lap pack, and then it goes into here. And I'm missing one component, which is electric jetpack. Okay, so I made a few more anyway. So here we are. That goes in there, and we have an advanced electric jetpack. Holds 1 million EU. Now you need an MFE or an MFSU to power these up from, and I've got one on my back already. So dump that in there, and that can power up while we're waiting. Not very much because this U matter is still going on this. Yeah, we'll wait for that. If the lava hasn't run out. So it's got up here at the moment, and what else have we got to do today? Well, we've got, that means quantum suit legs, quantum suit boots, a nice jetpack before we get our gravity chest plate in a while. We need a helmet though. What could we do with the helmet? And we'll get some more plates. Now what else can we make with one of these? Well, we can make another helmet. So we can go up to a quantum suit helmet, maybe a quantum suit gravity chest plate at some point. Don't really need it quite yet. Lots of TNT, but we need a way of charging all of this easily and efficiently, because these all use a lot of energy. They're 1 million each, and I don't really want to wait around for them to charge. So I've got something that I'm going to play with today to make my life a little bit more lazy. So I'm going to be making a charger-mat. Going to charge. Spell charge right. A charger-mat. And we're going to go a bit more than that, because all of our squares here for each sort of segment of the base, segment there, segment there, segment there, all around, in a sort of a cross shape. They're even numbers. Now people tell me not to build with even numbers, but I'm building with even numbers, so I can't have just one mat in the middle. It wouldn't work. So I'm going to be building 4 mats. So I've got to gather that stuff together, and I'll be back with you. Okay, material gathering done. Go ahead and make 2 more of these Lapatronic energy orbs. We're going to make 4 Gregtech computer cubes. Chuck them in here and just add it in there. Now I've done lots of crafting before on screen, so I think I'm okay getting away with this. So we've got 4 charger mats. Look up here, I've spaced some areas out. Nice bit of ugly netherrack, so that I know roughly where things are going to be going. So what I'm going to be doing is putting this inside the floor, so it's all going to be flush. And I did testing on a creative world, and these blocks here are the furthest you can be away from it and still get charge on your suit and everything else. And what these are basically are just a wireless charging station. So if I just walk over here, then I'll start charging. So they're just in places where if I'm just doing things like machines or barrels or just walking around, hopefully it will keep my stuff topped up if need be. Further on I'll look to get the gravity chest plate and things like that, but it's still nice to have a way of just topping up your energy all the time. So I'm going to place these in here, and all 4 of them, and then I'll look at how to power them up. So I'll be back to you when they're all wired in. All 4 of them are now connected up and powered, so they're now charging up the internal storage. And I do want to test these to see how they work in single player. So let's make a quantum suit helmet just for the fun of it, because why not? We'll make a ultimate solar panel helmet thing when we have time and when we have the resources. That will be the next step. So let's walk near this. Then you can see it starts to get charged up by 5,000 EU per go. If I put on the legs as well, then all of them get charged up by 5,000. Put the rest on it, so it's putting out 5,000 everything per second or so. About that. So put the boots on and have a look what I've done down here, because it's a little bit more complicated than I expected. I didn't anticipate something with this. So this is just drawing power from the main power outlet into 2 MFSUs, little cable going underneath. So these 2 are then giving out power to this one and this one here. And then these in turn give up power to each of the cubes and the charger mats. And the one up there and the other one on the other side. Now what I didn't anticipate was that these, if you look on the not enough items, they're in and out of 2048. So what happened was I had this connected up like so without the MFSU in the middle, and then just attached a cable to that and drew it all the way to the next one. And then the cables disappeared because it fried them. Because what this can do is it can also output 2000, and these cables can only take 512. So that wasn't a good thing. And also if you connected 2 of these up together, this is probably a bug, because it shouldn't happen. 2 of these that were empty, completely empty, I just placed them. I connected them up by cables with just this, and the cable disappeared with no energy going through it at all. So that's a bit of a weird thing there, but I got around it by doing that. So now as I walk next to them, I will charge up quite nicely. Something to have now, no, it just keeps going, and hopefully should keep things topped up when I'm in the dark. Even if I have a solar panel helmet, then I can still use this to charge me up anyway. So let's see. That's covered up the little bit of Gregtech I want to do today. So there are some really cool things in 8.2, and one of them is the XYcraft first release really of the proper Modpack. Now you've probably seen these crystals before, and these things here. Now put them down, you can stack them, make them bigger, and all sorts. But now they hurt you. You walk on top of them, or walk into them, and they've changed the sprites of all those different ones like so. They've changed the drop rates of them, and now there's a whole load more things you can do with them. And some of those things are actually really cool and useful, and one of them is a fabricator. Now this is a auto crafting table equivalent, and I want to play around with this today, and I want to make a automatic TNT grinder, and using these fabricators from the update to automatically put the stuff together and then move it on. So I've got a creeper spawner up here, like I had for a long time. It's dumped him up here, got some TNT off him to do the plates of these. But what I want to do is find a permanent location. So I'm thinking over there. I cleared out some land pretty quickly. It does look a bit of a mess, but it will do for now. Probably set up the spawner there, and I want it so that when I demand TNT, the spawner will turn on. It also creates some sand of its own, put it into TNT, then it will create the iTNT, the industrial TNT, and then give it to me at the end in a barrel. So that's what I'm aiming for today. Is probably take me a bit of planning. Don't know if I'll get it all done today, but should get a good chunk of it. At least we're playing around with these fabricators. So I'll be back to you when I set something up for some testing. Unfortunately, due to housemates being really loud, I wasn't able to record some of this in-between stuff, but I've done a whole load of work, and I'm going to show you what I've done so far. So these XY blocks can be made into all sorts of different things now, lime structures, all sorts of different colours, different shapes, whatever. Lots of different blocks, you can look them up. And I've gone and made myself a fabricator, so I've actually got a whole load set up in this fabricator to make. Now this should be quite fun actually, because I've got all the resources I need in here is an inventory. Don't attack me, spider. So this fabricator is basically a self-powering auto crafting table, and it will take anything from any block adjacent to it. I hope any inventory. Haven't tested this bit yet. If I put this in here and complete the recipe, oh yes, there we are. They're coming out of thin air. No, they're not. This is basically just an auto crafting recipe, and it will suck items out of here. As you can see, they're all gone now, and it will put them into here when it's finished. Now, the great thing, and they're just so cool, is that they are so powerful for auto crafting, and there's a whole stack pretty much of fabricators. But if I have another fabricator next to it, it can then pull things from the first fabricator into the second one for the next stage of a build. So they're really, really powerful and really compact, and don't take any power at all. They've got some different redstone commands as well, and I really like them. They're awesome. And this is going to revolutionise a load of my designs. That's why I really liked how I waited for this to come up before I started looking at any of my auto smelting systems, auto storage or anything else, because they change an awful lot with this update. So before I do go on, I thought it would be prudent to explain the whole point of having these charging stations. Standing around puts up a little bit, putting them aside gets it to go up really fast. So let's wait for that to be done. And I thought I'd explain to you what these different pieces of quantum armour do. So I've got the boots, the legs and the helmet so far. The boots, I've got no hover on for this jetpack, and if I hold shift and space, I jump really far. If I'm running, I jump really far as well. So they're good fun. They take energy damage though when you land, and that's why you really want an ultimate solar power helmet to restore the energy. One of these won't actually restore it at all. And the legs make you run really fast. This is just normal running speed, and it's quite good. And pair them together, you can have a bit of fun. And the helmet lets you breathe underwater, and of course they're all protection. But that clears it up. So what have I got here? This is really cool stuff. I'm really having fun doing this. Up here, if I turn my jetpack on now, I've just got the same setup as I had for the spawners over there. I actually did end up putting the pigment on top, and it all works fine. And on here, looks like it's shaking to me. It's got wireless transmitter and wireless receiver. So this one's the receiver. On frequency 3, turn the spawn on and off. Down here is a whole load of filters, and in this I've actually put a gunpowder as a filter. So if anything else happens to die in here or drop something, it won't be sent through the system, which should be really cool. So if there's a stake on there, it won't go through. Now unpowered, these filters let things through just above them. So if I had some gunpowder, which I don't, they'll go straight through. When they're powered, they do a 3x3 area. A lot of people keep saying they don't, but if you power them correctly, a filter will do a 3x3. What I've got here is quite... I'm really enjoying this bit. This is all powered by redstone tubes, so just look at them, just a normal pneumatic tube with redstone, so it carries the signal. I don't think I've shown you this before on this series. I've got a wireless transmitter here, and it's a receiver, sorry, going to a block, going to a timer. So I'll show you this really quickly in action. Ignore this bit for the moment. If I take a piece of gunpowder out here, see creepers start to spawn, they die. This timer then sucks the items through with a pulse. So you see all the items will go through, there is no spaces where they get stuck, contrary to popular belief at the moment. So that all goes through. Now this comes up to here into a barrel, quite simple there. I've got an Antarctic gate pulling the items from that barrel into a chest. Now this gate here is just saying when the inventory is full, turn the signal on, and it turns this transmitter on. Now this transmitter will then turn that spawn on, because the on signal turns the spawn off, and the same way here it sends the signal on, powering this block, and turn the timer off. Really pleased about this actually. So if I just force show that the inventory is full, just by putting one there, it just says that the whole items are full. Doesn't actually matter about if the stacks are full. Signal goes on, turns the transmitter on, turns spawner off, inverts it here, and turns timer off. So what this is doing, and you'll see a couple of bits will stay here because they dropped after the time was turned off. So what I'm going to have here is basically whenever this has got a space in it, the spawn will turn on, fill it up. There's a buffer here so that if there's any extra, then it will get stuck in here, so you're not getting overflowed or any sort of lag machine. And also there'll be a buffer for when this is being used up. It will keep filling this up until this barrel is empty, so that the only spawn will go on when this whole barrel is completely full. And what we're going to have here is a fabricator in the middle. Now this can pull items from either side of it, here and here as well. But what I want to do is for this, there's going to be a gunpowder one. So in the recipe, I'll just go gunpowder. Oh, not there actually. Did not want that as a recipe. Didn't know you could do tiny piles of that. Have to craft it up again. And I can do that really simply actually, just showing you here. That's what I really want to do for all my little tiny piles of things over there. That's a really awesome way of doing it. So that's just going to be making some stuff there. If I pull some sand from that... Oh, missed a piece of gunpowder, didn't I? Yep. So that's just going to pull TNT from both sides. And as you see there, the spawner has gone back on. Doesn't really matter what side I put these items in. But if I have it here so that sand goes to this side and gunpowder goes to this side, then the buffers work well and you don't get an uneven distribution of items. So in here I've got flint, not going to go in the system yet. You can see that spawn is going to keep going on because these slots are not filled. That will keep going until all of these stacks are full because it's going to fill all them first before it does these ones. I'll just force that to update, and as you can see it turns off. I'm going to be building some sort of creeper statue thing here when I'm done. Probably not going to do that today, a bit more aesthetical. So in here is the sand carrier. Same sort of thing here, I've got a gate, just saying there's space in here. Turn the signal on. This then powers the conduit, and you've seen this before. This then powers pulverizers. Now pulverizers, I've set it so that they're enabled when the redstone signal is high. These are all the same, so that outputs at the bottom, inputs at the top. I've got 5 igneous extruders. They're just going to put it through from cobble. That cobble is then going to be pulverized, so just put one in there. You'll get sand, and there will be a small chance of getting gravel. That'll come through. I've got a whole load of iron pipes, so that all the items have to go this way. They go through a diamond pipe. Now at the moment I've just got sand and filters into here. Same systems over there, but there is a small chance, I believe, of getting gravel from this. I do believe, okay, 10% chance of getting gravel. So the gravel that comes from that will be sent to a flint factory, and I'll also be sending in my flint from my quarries into the system. So basically the bottleneck will be the flint. At the moment I've got a lot of flint, so when this gets going, it's going to make a huge amount of TNT, unbelievable amount of TNT. But I'm just going to make it daytime now. Okay, so we're back. And so this will be producing our sand and some gravel. Gravel, not really wanted, but it's a good way of doing it. And this is just powered by an energy cube. I may bring up a conduit sometime, as it is not actually that far away. The conduits are just under there, so it wouldn't be hard to bring one up. But just for convenience sake, I've just put this in here. So this basically will produce sand when this has got space in it. When it's full, it will stop. Same thing with the gunpowder here. So that's going to be producing huge amounts of TNT. Now that will stop producing TNT once all of these squares are filled up with TNT. So there's another bottleneck there. So I'm going to have another fabricator in front of it. And I can get rid of this one on the side if I just dump a few items in these chests. That'll be okay. Don't need that one anymore. So this one will be our TNT fabricator. So if we just got some of the TNT, put it in the middle. Now we can put that TNT back in there, actually, don't need it. And all we need now is some flint dust, which I do have around somewhere. After getting some flint, I decided to move ahead a little bit more, and I set up my igneous extruders, and then I'm making sand and gravel. Gravel, as you can see, is just coming through here at the moment. I'll do another system for that later on, another time. I'll probably just do the same sort of thing here, just with some more pulverizers to then pulverize that, just on this side somewhere. But the important thing is what I've changed since then. I've got a fabricator here to do the TNT. Going into that is a fabricator making flint dust, and this is the chest I'm going to be putting flint dust into, the mini bits. I've got some here, and then once that's made, the TNT will come to here. Then I've got a router underneath here. Now routers are really nice, I really like them, I like how they work, they're really compact, and as long as they're attached to the system somehow, they can see all the machines in the locality, or just connected in general in the loaded chunks. So they are amazingly powerful, and I may just use routers to transfer all these items out as well, because they're really nice to do. And you can set up two routers so that one router would only extract gravel and then place it somewhere else, and one would only extract sand and put it straight into the barrel. Could be a good way of doing it, but for the moment I just want to see the items moving, and just want to have a little play with it. So what it does here, this has got loads of add-ons with it. So it's got, at the moment it's on extraction mode, item filter of industrial TNT, so it will take the items straight from here, or if it's in the barrel here, some TNT, it will take it from that, or from here, or anywhere else, as long as it's attached to the locality. But actually I set it on here, it's only looking at fabricators. You can set this to all sorts of different things, all machines, everything else, but I'm set it to fabricator. I'm visiting the near ones. I don't know what the near range is on one of them, but hopefully they're just those ones. Anyway, it should be the only thing that has TNT in anyway. So now I've got extracting, got a speed boost on it, and a bandwidth so I can move a stack at a time. And I've got an ejection thing on it, one of these ejector upgrades. So now it's taking the stuff from there and ejecting them into this item tesseract. Now they changed this slightly so they actually get a little bluey greeny ribbon thing which when you're selected, which is nice. So that's all it's doing is sending it over to the storage system, to the temporary one, and storing it there. And might as well give a little go of this going, because that's going to keep going for ages because it's filling up all of these. We'll just do that for the moment, we'll just see it turn off. Ooh. Okay, yeah, sand's coming through at the moment as well, so it's actually using it up. You can see the animation of the auto crafting on that. But if I'd made this a little bit more, it's going to take him really quickly. Okay, for that instant, that will turn off. Then when that gets used up again, it will turn back on. Just check that works. Very quickly. Someone's come through. Okay, need a few more sand to come through. Because at the moment it's filling up that first slot as it's being used. Okay, it should go now. Very soon. And there you are. Creeper spawn and goes back on. So when our system works now, and this will keep going forever until this gets filled up. So we just fill up that. It should just keep creating. Yep, that's fine. But when all these slots are filled up with 64 of TNT, then that will stop. Therefore, this will get filled up. Therefore, the spawn will turn off. Therefore, this will get filled up. Therefore, this will turn off. And then it will be a lag-free system. And there's always is waiting for this to go into here. Now, hopefully this will work. It's not seeing that, so let me have a little look here. Has it got a redstone signal on here? So, at the moment it's auto on low. Okay, there we are. It's auto on high because that moment... Ooh, which one's in? Okay, that one is... Yeah. This little bit here, this gate is powering this block, which is then powering this. So that's just making that and throwing it to there, and that's making the TNT. So it should have thrown a whole load of TNT through, I hope. Maybe there wasn't enough mini dust. Hopefully we'll see some go through to here. Nope, not enough dust. Okay, we've got 4 dust in there, so just grab a few more. Okay, I'm going to grab some more, and let's run for a little bit as well. So, in this goes. Hopefully we have enough time to see this in action. There you are. You see flint being made, you see TNT being made, you see ITNT being made. Now that's just using up some of that. So that's good. Let's use that all up already. And that sent it all the way through to the storage system. I'm really enjoying this little project, and I think I will compact it between episodes. Now this should come through. Oh, there it is. My bad. So it's going into the chest there. There we are. Lots and lots of industrial TNT. That's awesome. So that's from a little bit of flint dust. Now through here I've got a few flint, and then I can also have the system to use the gravel. So yes, I could make a lot of TNT, considering that apart from energy wise, sand here is infinite. Gravel here is also infinite actually, if you look at it that way. And gunpowder is definitely infinite. So we could be doing some really fun things with some industrial TNT, or just TNT in general. But I think between episodes I will sort out this, I'll make it look a bit nicer. I'll probably compact this a little bit. I may look at using routers instead. I may keep it as pipes because it's nice to see things flowing. Actually I need the pipes anyway to divide this up. That's a good point actually. But I will finish the system off for next time. It really is time for me to finish today. So, it's a friendly reminder, if you have enjoyed this episode, then please give it a like, it really helps. Any suggestions or future challenges or anything else, just to say, and I note them down and I try and get to them as soon as I can. So, thank you very much for joining me guys, I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.